Welcome to another episode of Pistons of Fury. In this episode, I am finishing up the rear seat upholstery in my 1966 Mustang coupe. Alright, so in this week's episode, I am going to be creating a new package shelf. Whoa, dizzy mode. Creating a new package shelf, which is the platform that goes behind the seat in front of the rear glass. So I have an old one that was on the car previously, and I was thinking about making a new one based on this template here. And then it occurred to me, it's a little grimy, so I can clean it up and wipe it down. But basically, I can just reupholster this, and I'll have holes for speakers. And then I won't have to make a new one. So it'll save me a trip to Home Depot, and that's good, because I'll probably buy other stuff that I don't need. So I think what I'm going to do is I have this really, really thin carpet. It's not even carpet, it's kind of like a felt fabric that I use for the back of my back seat for the fold down seat project. And I'm going to use that for this too. And then after I get this done, I'm actually going to use it to upholster the metal that's remaining on the inside of the fold down seat, because that's now exposed. Without the fold down seat, it was kind of just, it was allowed to be metal, it was just part of the trunk, but now people are actually going to see it if the seat's folded down, so I want to make that look nice. The other thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to leave these speaker holes here. These are 6x9 holes that were jaggedly cut when I was in high school. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this carpet fabric felt stuff over this, and then I'm going to be mounting at some point in the future 6x9 speakers, but they're going to be mounted from the bottom, so they won't actually protrude through the package shelf, so I'll keep it nice and clean in the back. There won't be anything cluing people into the fact that there's like a system in the car. It's not going to be like a system. It's going to be like some nice speakers and an amp and a Bluetooth thing, and that's it. Yeah, so anyway, I'm going to get to trimming this. I'm going to mock this up, probably with some alligator clips. Just holding it on to see what I think about that. And then, then we'll see what else we do. So I'm just going to get started. So here's the finished product, or close to it. So yeah, everything's pretty dry. It's still a little tacky, but I am going to I'm going to put this in place and see how it looks. Alright, so, well, I guess you can't see that because of the reflection. Let me see. Yeah, so that is the complete, well, not complete install. It's under this, so the thing with the package shelf is you have to fit it under this weather strip here that holds the rear windshield in place. And then in the front, you've got a screw here on this side and a screw on the other side, which I don't have fastened yet. Just because if I need to take it out again, I don't want to have to do that twice. But the good news is it kind of sits a little higher, so it disguises the fact that my seat is sitting up higher, which I like. Actually works out. Yeah, so I think the next thing I'm gonna get to work on is just upholstering the back area behind the fold-down seat. Alright, so here's where I am. Basically have it kind of roughed out, cut, and then alligator clipped into place, or binder clipped into place. Pretty good. So I need to leave it a little bit loose down here around my hinges, just because I still need to come back in here and weld these for real. But I want to make sure that the way I have the seat is how I'm going to keep it. So I'm going to roll with it for a few weeks, and then I'll come back and do the bottom here. But I think, I don't know, I might actually just leave it clipped in like this for the time being and do the full, yeah, I don't know, do the full install after I do the welding. I'm not sure. I'm gonna give that a think. Maybe I'll do some more trimming and finish that up and then leave it like that for now. Yeah, but that's where we are. It's looking pretty good. And then as I get to this part down here, I'm gonna do some aluminum trim on the bottom to pin another section of fabric, which will be a little loose, but it's going to come back over here, and then I'm going to have a bar of aluminum that goes across there, and that'll kind of signify where the seat ends and where the trunk ends, and then that piece of loose carpet will just kind of fold in here when the seat folds back up. But yeah, that's where we are for right now. I'm going to clean this up a little bit, and then I think I'm going to call it. Alright, so let me see. Yep. So this is kind of what the finished product's going to look like. Obviously I've got some finishing work to do, which will be handled in a future episode, but this is basically the execution of the idea that I've had for a while. So got the seat all bolted in, hinges work great. I'm going to continue to roll with this, make sure I don't have any daily usability issues with it, but this is kind of how it's going to be. Once I determine that everything's cool, I'll get this fully welded, get the hinges kind of cleaned up a little bit, painted, and then I'll do the final install of this interior hatch doorway thing, surround piece. But you can see back there, I've kind of got a thin strip of aluminum that's cut to size, so when I do finish this up, I'll have that screwed into place, it'll look fine, and then I'll have a trunk mat and they'll kind of meet in the middle. Yeah, so that's pretty much a wrap. Kind of happy with how it's turning out. It looks pretty, dare I say, professional. No, I will actually not say professional. It looks pretty good. Looks better than amateur, not professional. That's what we aim to do here on Pistons of Fury. That's kind of the sweet spot that we're in. Yeah, so, whoa. around. Yeah, so that's pretty much a wrap for the episode. I kind of got where I wanted to. The car will now be drivable again. No more excuses for me to get out there and drive this thing on the road. Back seat's all secure. Got some sound deadening in the trunk, so I won't hear the gas sloshing around anymore. So that's all good. Looking forward to driving the car and getting on to the next thing. I think what I might do is, since I'm kind of at a pretty good stopping point where I can drive this car and enjoy it, I think I may switch over and get to work on my wagon, and the first thing on that is going to be some rust repair, because it's been sitting out in my driveway not too far from the coast, and the rust is just getting to it, and it's killing me every time I walk by it on my way to go somewhere. Yeah, feel pretty bad about that, so I think we're going to start giving that car some love and see what we can do to make some progress there, and also make some interesting content that is hopefully not too much sanding and priming. So anyway, thanks for watching. Appreciate it, guys. I will see you next week. Remember to like and subscribe. And happy late Thanksgiving. Hope you enjoy your weekend.